So I just finished watching the Hans Rosling like magic washing machine video, and also the Our Society or Our World's Greatest Injustice. And I just got back from the gym because I watched it on the treadmill because it was a good, perfect amount of time. But I did learn a lot of things from it. I'm going to talk about the Hans Rosling video because that's the one that I watched first, and then the Greatest Injustice video. So, where Hans Rosling was talking about just the washing machine and how beneficial it is of a like technological advance, and how like 5 billion people don't have one or access to one, and I just thought that was crazy. And he really put the people that were talking about like being green and environmentally friendly, saying not everyone can have a car, not everyone can have a washing machine. He kind of put them in their place, and I took a lot from it. Personally, I just remember growing up, my job was to wash the dishes by hand, because I think we had a dishwasher, but it broke, and my parents didn't do anything to fix it, or ours never worked, or something like that. But I remember washing dishes for like all 6 members of my family, and it was by hand, and because that was my responsibility, my assigned responsibility, and I hated it so very, very much. And my parents, I don't know why I'm talking about this, but it relates. They were into buying exotic animals and raising them and stuff, and they said, bring it up for a pet, or as one of your responsibilities, would you like for us to purchase a kangaroo or a wallaby to be your responsibility? And I remember saying, no. What I would rather have is the money that we would use to purchase that animal, to purchase a dishwasher, whether it be a countertop small dishwasher, because it took so much time and energy and effort, and that's just to do the dishes in our society the way, like I didn't have to go fetch the water was in the sink, but just the time and the effort that it took. I can only imagine what it would be like to wash clothes for your family, and how I think that would help get them out of poverty. The same with like in my adopted country in Nepal, they have to, like, a lot of their effort is put into just trying to get food for themselves, because the farming climate is so bad. They just put so much effort into surviving that they don't have time for education or for other opportunities. And I feel like that's how it is with the washing machine as well. And it's kind of an injustice to women, because they're expected to do that. They're expected to do the laundry, and so that's really difficult, because they have to put so much effort into it. And I love how Hans Rosling said not only did that washing machine, it was such a great thing for his mom and for his grandmother, and not only did it help with like household chores, but it helped bring them books. It helped get them to the school library. They didn't have to spend all their time washing clothes. They had the opportunity to do other things as well. And I really, I guess I'll spend the rest of the time talking about that Injustice video, because it was longer, and it really hit home, because the things that, and maybe I'm biased being a woman, but the things that women have to endure and go through in these other countries that they're seen as a problem. And the thing is, they're not. They are totally the solution. And so I think that's interesting as well, because when she said about the money and the resources, yes, you're going to have to use some resources. Like that girl that got the money to go to school, the scholarships to go to college, there were resources that were used, but they were used so much better than if, what she's saying, if men use the money for their own expenses. You see there's a huge purchase in tobacco or alcohol products, or festivities and prostitution even. And so with women, and maybe it's just that intuition, but they know the effects that education can have. They know the effects of getting someone anyone to break that cycle so that they can come back and continue breaking that cycle for other people. And when she was saying that the maternal health, which that I know we're talking about gender equality, but she touched on that, and that was another Millennial Development Goal, how that the women that suffer in childbirth and they get the fistulas and their villages aren't medically up to date, so they just think that they're cursed, and the one woman that was left to hyenas to be eaten. But I love how she was clever, and she got out of that, and people saw that she was clever and saw the asset that she could be, and so she's helping other people with that. And I love that, because most of these women, once they get out, once they see the benefit that it is and how they can do it, they go back and they direct other girls and they help other women get out of that cycle as well. And that was really eye-opening. So I like the videos, and I don't want to say that it changed my perspective, because I do think that women are treated a little differently here in the United States, but how much more so that is in other countries. And so it didn't change my perspective, it just broadened my perspective. It opened my eyes even more to what's going on and to what they are suffering, and it just makes me like wave that woman flag and be like, yeah, see, they can do it, we can do it, we're innovative and creative, and we know what we want. And so, yep, that's it.